Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on this channel. I'm here to talk about some Nascar. The latest news there, so we're going to get right into it here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the nominees on the Pioneer era ballot. So the Hall of Fame voters will choose two from this. So some new modern era nominees to the Hall of Fame ballot are obviously Jimmy Johnson and Chad Canals. Are the new modern era nominees to the Hall of Fame ballot. Donnie Allison is the new nominee on the Pioneer era ballot. I think Chad and Jimmy are both going to get in, obviously. I think Jimmy Johnson and Chad are going to be locks for this year's class. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be. And the Pioneer ballot is kind of a toss-up, but I'd lean towards Sam Ard if I had a vote. But even if you can't stand Jimmy or Chad, if you don't, you gotta agree to just give those two first-class tickets to the Hall of Fame. They're without a shadow of doubt, they deserve to be in there. But it's nice for them. So the Hall of Fame voters will choose two from Bonnet, Brewer, Burton, Edwards, Gant, Hyde, Johnson, Canals, Phillips, Rudd, and one from Donnie, Allison, Ard, Foyt, Matthews, and Moody. Only two from that list. I mean, no doubt Johnson and Canals are going to get to the Hall of Fame, but why you got to throw Carl Edwards in there too? I know I couldn't make a choice without feeling bad for leaving someone out. I mean, it's going to be Jimmy and Chad. It's end of story. They have to go in there together, but they need to expand this because only two. The Hall of Fame needs to get more drivers in instead of just two. Jimmy Johnson, Chad Canals deserve it, but they need to get more drivers in instead of just two. Ricky Rudd's definitely a must, but there's only two people that can get in, so it's probably Johnson and Canals. But that's pretty much the latest on the Hall of Fame nominees. So Sheldon Creed, he's going to make his Cup debut this September at Kansas. He's going to drive the Live Fast number 78 car. The Whelen Engineer he's going to sponsor. And I'll be very interested to see how he does in that car. I know people are going to say, oh, he's going to finish like 25th or something because the car is terrible. It's not going to be a fully prepared Live Fast car. Like it's probably going to be like a RCR prepared car. Just under the team name Live Fast. And that'll still be a W, like 25th in your Cup debut. But it's a W for making the debut. It's not the best drive, but I'm sure it'll be an RCR prepared car. And people will be like, oh, he's not ready to make a Cup start. It's only one start. So Chase Elliott is going to do the Xfinity race next week at Pocono. He's going to be driving the Hendrick number 17, so finally making a start for Hendrick. So he'll be doing double duty for Pocono. We have our weekend schedule for Loudon, New Hampshire. Same thing. Friday, we're having modifieds. For the modifieds, practice at 3:15. Xfinity qualifying, practice and qualify at 5:05 p.m. And then modified qualifying at 6:45. So that's the Friday action. Saturday, 12:05. Cup practice qualifying at 12:05 on USA. And by the way, Xfinity's on USA as well. So the Xfinity race will be at 3 p.m. on USA. 45, and 110 are I believe, the stage lengths. 6 p.m. on Flow Racing is the modified race. Sunday, 11:30, FS1 NASCAR race day. 2 p.m. pre-race, and 2:30 the cup race. 70, 115, and 116 are your stage lengths. But Friday, weather not looking good again. Shocker, the weather not looking good for NASCAR. Friday, 85% chance of rain. Saturday, 60% chance of rain. And Sunday, 70% chance of rain. Oh, a cup race before 3:30? Oh, it's gonna rain. I mean, I get that just because there's a 60-70% chance of rain doesn't mean it's going to be all day rain. It could be like quick thunderstorms. They could use the wet weather tires, but I don't know. It's just every single week now is something with rain. Well, I guess we must be looking forward to a Monday race. Because I don't know if they're going to race Sunday. But yeah, that's the Loudon weekend events. And there's the forecast as well. Austin Dillon is going to drive the number 10 LA Golf Chevy at New Hampshire for College Racing. So Austin Dillon back behind the wheel for Xfinity. Yeah, like a 10th place finish incoming for Austin Dillon. So the Keselowski and Santos cars were good at R&D. So the only penalties from the Atlanta Mid-Ohio weekend were a couple lug nut fines. Allgaier and Kluberman crew chiefs fined for missing lug nut, but shocking, no R&D penalties from this weekend, which is good. No penalties. So Mavis Tire and Brakes, which recently acquired Tire Kingdom and has 2,000 service centers under its various brands, is going to be Denny Hamlin's primary sponsor for Loudon, Pocono, Richmond, Michigan, and Watkins Glen. Here's his card. So it's a sponsor for the next 5 races. In general, there's a lot more new sponsors in cut, which is great for the sport to get new sponsors coming in. But Jesus Christ, the next 5 weeks, 5 out of the next 6 races, and this car looks okay, I guess. But what's happened to FedEx? Bro, this looks like a made-up sponsor from like NASCAR's Thunder. This gives me mixed feelings. Is FedEx gonna stay with Denny? Because you'd think this won't be 5 out of 6 races that they're gonna sponsor. It's interesting. Caden Honeycutt will drive the Nice Motorsports number 44 truck next week at Pocono, and that's a good ride. I think it's gonna be a W. Excited to see how he does in that truck. They haven't really had any good drivers in that truck. It's good to see Caden Honeycutt get a better ride. He's done good for Young's Motorsports. Ran that truck good. I think it's a well-deserved opportunity. See how he does in that truck. So here's Daniel Suarez's paint scheme for New Hampshire Motor Speedway. A Pitbull car. So Pitbull car, pretty good scheme. The Cup race at Richmond at the end of the month has a sponsor, the Cookout 400. So it looks like there's gonna be a cookout at Richmond for the Cookout 400. The Cup pre-race concert for Bristol Night Race. Midland. Who? Yeah, exactly. I've never heard of this band before. They must be mid. Boo. Yeah, I've never heard of Midland before. So the Texas Tire Test, which was yesterday, and I believe today they're doing it at Texas, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time each day, because there hopes better coloration to the racing there in September, when they go to Texas. Hamilton, Logano, and Suarez, each manufacturer chooses a driver. Now this track isn't gonna be more better. Let's just be real. So finally announced, Busch Light will sponsor Ross Chastain next year. The connection with the Trackhouse brand and Pitbull makes it seem like a good fit. And it was kind of obvious when Busch wasn't returning to Kevin Harvick. They were going over to Pitbull and Ross Chastain. And not to mention Ross. Yeah, as I was saying, not to mention Ross is good for the brand. Also, you got Blue Collar, Farmer, etc. I think it's a good sponsorship. And apparently people say, oh, they went from Hall of Fame champion to crap. But Harvick's retired. I mean, the driver you're putting in there, Josh Brand thinks a really good driver. But he's not a Hall of Famer. So I think it's a good move. And it's going to be good marketing also. For Chastain, Trackhouse, Busch Beer. I love this move. While Busch Light will sponsor Chastain starting 2024, Advent Health has also been talking to several teams as far as which team driver to align with starting next year's deal with Trackhouse ends. So they probably might go over to Suarez. I mean, there's a ton of drivers. There's a lot of great teams in if it's a handful of races. I don't know what teams though. And on the Worldwide Express, maybe an anchor sponsor for the 99 car, maybe? I don't know. It stinks, but it makes sense, because they're going to have Busch Beer, so they're going to let go of Advent Health. So 39 entries for the Xfinity race in New Hampshire. 19 back in the 19, Joe Graf Jr., Connor Mosack in the 24, Kyle Sieg in the 28, Chris Hacker in the 38 car, Roger Carruth in the 44, Greg Van Alst in the 45 for Jeffrey Earnhardt, C.J. McLaughlin in the 53, Cream in the 74, and LeBay in the 91. Oh boy, Joe Graf Jr. I mean, Jeffrey Earnhardt, this isn't even full-time. I don't think he ever was full-time. Him getting kicked, I don't know why people think he was in a full-time ride. But, oh boy, Joe Graf in the 19. Oh, that's going to go well. That's going to go real well. 36 entries for the Cup race at New Hampshire. Some notables are Ryan Newman, Cole Custer, and B.J. McLeod in the 15, the 51, the 78. So, for those wondering if ARCA would take action after watching the end of the race Friday at Mid-Ohio, this was 2 days ago, ARCA has suspended driver Sean Hingorani for one race, which is Iowa this weekend, and placed him on probation for the remainder of the 2023 season. Obviously, if you didn't watch the ARCA race at Mid-Ohio, he retaliated on his teammate Dean Thompson, which is kind of dumb. And I'd be ashamed to let him drive a car if I was the owner. It's kind of deserved, because he's had some really just dirty driving moments this season. The suspension was necessary. You can't have guys wanting to take out guys in front of the field, teammate or not. He may be suspended for one race, but we'll see if Venturini lets him drive again this season, which, don't know, they might not. So Drumstick will be JTG/Kroger's co-primary sponsor this Sunday at New Hampshire on National Ice Cream Day. This is the scheme. I think it looks pretty good. Great use of the sponsor space. Really nice use of the top logo to go around the wheel arch as well. Nice use of the sponsor space. So So industry personnel have indicated they have been told to get their passports ready to race in Canada as early as next year. So there's potential future NASCAR events in Canada as I expected, and I'd love to see NASCAR in Canada. Montreal, I can't wait for Montreal to come back. We're so bad to going back to Montreal. You better get ready to learn French, buddy. But yeah, it's really, all I have to say for this video, so, until next time, Alkalite. Peace.